having to make a smaller one right now and get that printed. I feel like it's easier.
How are
just
people responding to it?
They like it. It's great. And just having a leave behind, even if it's, you know, not, it includes stuff that's not relevant to my target market, that's fine. Because I mean, obviously, I'd like them to be talking to architects and pushing it. And so if they have the full picture, that's totally fine.
Okay, great. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to show them more because they're like, oh, this is beautiful stuff. Could you do this? It's like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So if we, I have like, I don't know, 20 or so. So if we could get those, I don't know how long it takes to print and ship those, but sooner the better. I can start being stingy with them. I'm only leaving one per office, but if I need to start being stingy, I can just give them the QR code and send them a digital.
I don't think we should be stingy. I think we should get more.
Okay.
So we'll get more out to you. And then, yeah, when Theo's back, we can start working on another, like a local version for you guys.
That's great.
We may have some more to send you.
I thought I had all of them from South by, and I've gone through a lot of them.
Got it, okay.
35.
Other updates for you guys are we sent out our first email. Let me see how that performed actually to that Alderford list. We got one RSVP to our sale, but we will continue promoting that obviously. Let me see here. Oh, we didn't get a lot of unsubscribes. That's great.
I LinkedIn messaged Cameron. Hold on. Hey, Jared, what's up, man? It's good. So, hey, let's meet somewhere for lunch in like 30 minutes if you can do it. You want to do? Well, I was gonna do somewhere off 1604, maybe. Where was that place that you and Skylar, me and my daughter, Skylar, had? It was like a Mexican joint. Yeah, maybe it was that. Are you in the mood for anything? Do you care?
I don't care. Something good.
So we could do that, or anywhere else you suggest. Or somewhere in that area is what I'm getting at. Yeah, let's do it. Costa Pacifica. I know where it's at. I remember. Well, let's do it. Well, I love we'll have fun. We'll talk. Yeah, probably right about 30 minutes if you're right.
It might be 40.
Maybe 40. Maybe 40.
Yeah, just be there by noon.
Yeah. All right, sounds good, boss. All right, later. Bye. So,
hey, bud.
Hey, we're back.
Got the gang back together, baby.
Carbon Smart Wood.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really excited for you on this because you're obviously passionate about wood.
Trees.
Trees.
Saving trees.
Saving the trees. And I was telling Jared, where did I see him? Oh yeah, we did the golf tournament thing for City New Braunfels. And that's when I told him, like, hey, Zach's coming down. Maybe we can try to do lunch, you know, if it works out. You know, because calling on architects, they're always busy. And deadlines and, you know, procrastinating, whatever. As am I.
You get the best work done when you have a deadline.
Exactly. So, and I just said if it works out. And so when Gilda had her deal, and I'm like, all right, cool. That means we can get to San Antonio quicker, have a little quick bite, get our bearings straight.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we were able to meet with him. And then, so I was telling him, like, yeah, he's doing something with wood and trees. I don't know exactly what. So go ahead.
So Carbon Smart Wood. So every year in cities alone, 36 million trees fall. Okay. Either death, disease, natural disaster, or development. And 90% of those get chipped and either burned or taken to landfill. So that equates to about $40 billion worth of usable lumber that is just thrown away.
Okay.
And that is about 3.5 times more lumber than we import into the U.S. every year.
No way.
So not only are we spending almost $1 billion a year to dispose of those trees, we're throwing away $40 billion worth of using good wood. So our company has built a supply chain, a technology platform to track the trees from, you might have heard John say, I'm going to go tag, put QR codes on trees. So when a tree comes down, it gets tagged with a QR code so we know exactly where it came from. That QR code goes through the milling process. When a log turns into slabs, other QR codes put on that, and then when it goes to lumber and put in a pack, that has a QR code on it. So the fully transparent supply chain. So you actually know exactly where your material came from, all the way to whether it's a deck or furniture or accent wall or whatever gets made out of it.
Interesting. So
Cambium Carbon is the name of the kind of the parent company.
Gotcha.
But we branded Carbon Smart Wood to be trees that were otherwise considered waste.
Okay.
And that definition will slightly expand in the future as we start to get into harnessing trees that are cut down for fire mitigation. Go ahead.
Let me do this. This is Jonathan. What's up? Oh yeah, they owe us money. Oh, what do they want? Oh, okay. We did do the, well, yeah, Sinlon did it, but they were contracted with us. Okay. Cool. Sweet. Well, thanks for the heads up. Thank you. All right, bye. Where were we?
I was talking about how the definition of waste wood will expand a little bit to basically include materials that don't come from the 4 Ds. They come from fire mitigation efforts.
4 Ds.
Disease, development, natural disaster, and death.
Interesting. Okay, the 4 Ds.
And so, and also there's like when loggers go in to clear, or not to clear, but to like selectively harvest certain species. You know, they're going after white oak, they're going after some certain products. As they're clearing the forest, like they don't clear cut, but to get to some of those trees, they have to cut down other trees.
To get to them, yeah.
And a lot of those are just considered waste and left and burnt. So we might start harvesting some of those that are just natural byproducts of lost trees, but still waste.
Interesting.
So that's what Carbon Smart Wood is.
So
Trees otherwise destined for the landfill or the fire pit.
So when did they form? When did they form this company? How long
About 5 years ago.
Okay. Interesting.
But we've really it's been about 3 years since we really started.
Well,
like the initial couple years was a lot of research.
Yeah.
So we still have an impact team, which is really smart minds doing environmental analysis. Like they'll go in, we've got a project, we've done this with multiple cities. We sent out a call for a request for interest, for lack of a better word, to cities. We got like 30 different cities across the country that responded and were interested in us doing some sort of an analysis for them to help understand like what their tree population looks like and what could be done with that. And so we've got a big project right now with Larimer County, which is northern Colorado, Fort Collins area, and we're doing an assessment to help them understand like fire mitigation and overall just like what is available for our supply chain, what could be used, upcycled to the best use possible.
Interesting.
And so that was kind of the first little bit of the company, was developing the demand and the thesis around and the research behind what we can offer.
Interesting. So you're in charge of business development.
Yes.
And you'll be, what we're doing today is calling on landscape architects.
Yep.
But I'm also looking at this, I mean, you have structural elements.
Yeah, we'll also be going after architects as well, and developers and builders. Pretty much anybody that specifies wood is a great candidate, and it's basically a carbon neutral, potentially carbon negative building material that has price parity with the market, right? As of now, even at our early stage of this company.
So you got the thermally modified carbon smart wood here.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, so we can compete with industry known products like Thermery.
Yep.
With thermally modified ash. Our oak, thermally modified oak, is actually a superior product because of the grain structure of oak. Ash, it looks almost identical from a overall grain structure, but if you've ever seen quarter sawn oak, you'll see that like spalting and that kind of fleck that goes through it, perpendicular to the grain. That adds a lot of structural integrity to the wood, so it'll be a lot less brittle than ash. So it'll be actually a higher performing product than thermo ash.
Cool. So
super stable, great building product.
You talk to Urban Tree Company, and you're talking to other places like them. Tell me a little bit about that, how that works.
So there's companies like Urban Tree Co. all over the over the country, and they're wonderful. But the kind of the overarching methodology with them is they get the most yield, like return on sales if they sell slabs. So we call them tree to table type operations. They're typically have an artistic focus, a maker focus. So they want to turn these trees into beautiful finished live edge slabs and furniture pieces, which are amazing. But there's just a limited market for that. And so what we are working with them to do is we're not trying to eliminate that side of their business, but most of them can't move as much as they're cutting down. And so we're trying to open up a market for them to sell that as dimensional lumber. So 2x4s, 2x6s, 1x6s, etc. To move more of their product. Now they can still keep the really nice stuff for the slabs and tables, but help move more volume and feed this market for us.
Interesting.
Which they would otherwise not really have the resources and the market to move. So we're aggregating a lot of those operations across the country, feeding their material into this greater supply chain and help move more material and save more of those 36 million trees.
So what are some of the challenges that are faced with them turning it into dimensional lumber?
Well, the biggest is they just don't have a market for it. Like they're not producing
large quantity.
Yeah, they'll have a truckload every, I don't know, month or two.
Okay.
For their operation, and finding buyers for that, like lining up supply and demand is always a difficult thing. So
carbon wood smart comes into play. Okay, that was making more sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the stuff they don't want to keep for tables, they offload to us, and we can turn that into if they can't turn it into the dimensional lumber, we'll take just the logs from them and run it through other milling partners, and then kilns, and then potentially thermal modification kilns to make thermally modified wood.
Sweet. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So we're moving back to West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Family's there.
Yep.
53 acres. How big is it?
70 acres.
70 acres? You need a truck? Another one? I have a diesel 7.3 F. That's a F350. You saw it in the driveway.
Yeah.
I love that thing. But if you notice, my driveway is crowded.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I wonder which house. Oh, it's the one with all the cars in it. Yeah, that's the house.
So I have all shitty cars, except for my wife's car.
It's the way to go.
Except for my wife's car. And I don't care.
You're a smart married man.
Yeah. I don't care about, and she doesn't really care either. Point A to point B.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to have something nice, and she likes to camp and hike, and so that's the adventure vehicle. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
And I want to put a Wood-A-Watto on the back of it because it's a 4Runner.
I love the Wood-A-Watto.
The Wood-A-Watto. I might just get the magnet one.
Yeah.
And so, you know, needless to say, like I'm starting to get away from. Well, we used to have a camper. That's why I had the truck. So we sold the camper. And it's nice having a truck, but again, driveway, it's crowded.
Yeah.
My son's going to be driving, and I don't know. I don't want to. I want to sell it, but I'm not going to get what I want for it. It's only got, for a 7.3 diesel, it's only got 175,000 miles.
Oh,
and it's a 2000. It's a great engine.
It's like not even halfway.
Yeah. So it's a great engine, and I need to sell it or move it somewhere, and I can take it to her mom's in Canyon Lake and leave it there. But,
yeah, unfortunately, this is as much truck as I need.
Yeah. I'll just take it for the farm.
Yeah. My parents are old. They're not doing real farming. They lease out the property to a local farm guy. So he runs cattle on the property, which is great entertainment for my parents to watch the cows and count the cows. But yeah, so like half of it, a little over half, is fenced off pasture, and then the part where they live is fenced in. And
we have a message from Yilda Capricioso.
Okay.
With half, I think it's just half. Used to be half and associates.
Something like that. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But anyways, Mark Zach is going to be there till 1, so hopefully we can catch him. If not, we'll talk to Matt Schroeder and Ronnie.
Okay.
Epinet. I don't know how to say that. Sorry, Ronnie. Either watch this or not. Anyways,
cool.
We'll catch him after.
Sounds good.
Well, that's cool, man. So, you know, you're planning that move latter part of May?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back. I'll be there by the 18th. Mr. Chris.
Oh, he's going with you. That's right.
He's my road mate.
He's your road trip, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He volunteered. I'm like, sure. You want to go on a 2-day road trip? Okay.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
And what a better person. What better person?
There's no better person.
There is not.
Yeah.
So it's what we're doing right now. We've done before.
Yeah.
Once before, I think, maybe twice. I don't remember. I remember, but Chris and I would do it on a quarterly basis.
Yeah.
And I think we talked a little bit about that on the phone. It's like, hey, when you're down, like, you don't want to bug people too much, but then, you know, every now and then it's nice to say hi.
Yeah.
What you doing?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so my thought is I'll try to be back here twice a year.
Cool.
In the Texas market.
Yeah.
October, March, April.
Yeah.
Windows. Probably stick around for 2 to 4 weeks per time and home base out of Austin and hit all the Texas markets and see everybody. Try to make it to April's probably the better month because of Texas ASLA. Really get to shoot all the fish in one barrel.
One barrel. So let me ask you another question. You know, obviously you'll be traveling more often throughout the country.
Yep.
Throughout the year.
Yep.
What, you know, same thing, right? You're going to be calling.
Yep.
Landscape architects.
Yep. And developers.
Okay.
people that want to reduce their carbon footprint, have a great story to tell. I mean, it really is a great opportunity for anybody in the development world to say, look, these trees came from here, or these trees came from the exact same property. Like if we get a project early on, and there's 50 to 100 trees on that property, and they're of the right species and the right size, then, and we have the time period, we can take those trees, work with your arborist to cut them in the right dimensions and sizes, get those to a local or regional mill, kilns, thermal process if needed, and bring those right back to the job site. So it can tell a really amazing story, especially if you have historically relevant trees.
Yep.
It's a fantastic story.
You look at New Braunfels as just an example, the town I live in. It's grown so much, and developers get a bad rap because they're destroying trees. In fact, where I live, right behind me, they messed up the creek and did some work they weren't supposed to do, and they got in a lot of trouble. And the Army Corps of Engineers got involved, and the city said, "Hey, you got to do this and that." But what better way, as that example, to show the citizens and everybody, like, hey, this is what we're doing with what we took down responsibly.
Exactly.
Not to say anything bad about that particular developer. I mean, it was a mistake. For whatever the reasons they are, I don't really care. But what I've noticed from just the talks, right? People get on their social media, they just bitch and moan and talk about, I gotta take this.
Yeah.
Clay. That's why I was calling. That's okay. I mean, just when you get to it. Is Tim? Did Tim have surgery, or is he still at the office?
No, he didn't have surgery yet. He's doing physical therapy. I think he's gonna.
Okay. I shot him a little email, just checking in on him. He won't. I tried calling him. It's still not working. Oh, I know. No, I know. I was just checking in on him. I was just curious if he had his surgery or not, and that was it. But well, cool. Are you gonna host the meet?
No, I can't do it. They want me like a full day.
Yeah, I get it. Alright. It's okay, man. It's alright, man. Oh, well, it's not gonna stop. I mean, you're good at what you do, and people like Clay. I mean, I like Clay. Alright, you headed to work or what? Alright, man, well, have a good day at work. And yeah, just whenever, I was just thinking about it. I need to get it over to my accountant. Alright. Alright, man, be good. Alright, later, bye. This episode of the Worst Podcast is brought to you by Herba Bait. Organic.
Yeah.
Is this kombucha?
No, it's mate.
What's mate?
It's Argentinian, Peruvian tea. It's very sacred down there.
What?
It's drank in this is like a gentrified city American version, but I swear by it. It's easier on your gut than coffee.
Really?
A better caffeine, in my opinion. Less jittery.
Shout out to, what's the name of this company?
Your Goyaki?
Goyaki.
Yeah, give me a sponsor.
Can we get a sponsor for Carbon Wood Smart,
this
please?
shit all the time. Carbon Smart Wood.
Carbon Smart Wood.
No, I mean, yeah, that's what got me through my Delta days. I drink 2 or 3 of those a day.
Nice. I'll have to try it later. I'm already caffeined up, and these aren't cold, so it's very tempting. But no, going back to developers, I mean, they
often get a bad rap for what they're doing.
And then people get on the Facebooks and they start bitching and moaning.
Yeah.
They, talking about how they're doing this and that, and that's just what people do, unfortunately. unfortunately.
Yeah.
They don't do anything but just, you know, this.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think it's important for the developers to have some, what do you call it?
Good PR opportunities?
Good PR opportunity, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's really, really cool. So, you know, I don't personally know, I mean, I kind of know, I don't deal directly with developers.
Right.
I can certainly mention to some of the other people. I mean, that's what you do, right? You start talking to people like Jared.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the real estate side of things. He may know, and it's just you start growing it from there.
Yeah.
Talking about visiting people and shaking hands. You know, it's in a world where everybody's just constantly distracted with all the things. Like we were talking about, okay, you know, should we set up some appointments? The truth is that it's just hard to nail people down, period.
Totally.
Showing up, what's the worst thing that happen? Man, I don't have time. Okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave, you know, whatever. But this morning, I was like, man, I'd like to try to reach out to a few people. And, you know, I used Instagram messaging, I used LinkedIn messaging, just different things.
Mm-hmm.
Text. You gotta like do different things.
Yeah, I know. Different people like different things.
Exactly. Sometimes you just gotta pick up the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should have done that or this. But, I mean, I get it. We're busy, we're distracted. But taking time out to have a conversation and well, number one, for me, it's just nice having the fellowship. But two, like, this is some pretty cool shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
it's kind of a dream.
Yeah, man, I'm really happy for you. Super duper. So next week, are you gonna come to ASLA?
Oh yeah,
No?
I got a badge. I'll be there the whole time.
Sweet.
All
right. Well, I talked to Chris Miller.
Yeah. He might be able to join. He's trying to get.
He told me
permission to for his company to come up.
He told me, and
Well, at least we could see him today.
Yeah, we'll have the happy hour, and so I'd love to chat with him a little bit. I mean, case in point, another one of those things, like, you know, pick up the phone, he'll talk, and like you, I mean, unless you're in a meeting or something.
Yeah.
But that's the other thing with the podcasting, is just getting people to open up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, there's just like, how many people is there? 7 billion?
Almost 8 billion.
8 billion.
Almost, or something like that.
Yet we're afraid to hear ourselves talk, see ourselves on camera. It's weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Public speaking, I kind of get, you know, especially if it's something that I don't want to embarrass the company I represent or the people I work with.
Yeah.
By not having the answers or speaking correctly.
Dude, there's nothing more respectable than saying that is a great question. I don't know if I know enough to answer that question. Let me get back to you.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that, and people respect that.
100%, man. I think people just turns them off when you try to bullshit.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm not that guy. I think, I don't know, I think as you grow, you know, you make mistakes, you learn from them. I think, you know, I don't know, you have to have a change of heart and that aha moment, and I had several over the years, but it's also surrounding yourself around the right people.
Totally.
So Chris is definitely one of those people that really could just, you know, and you the same way, like just the way you talk to people, the passion and behind what you speak, and you know, that bleeds off and it helps.
Yeah, it's really important to care about what you do and care about the company you work for and believe in it. The genuosity, is that a word?
Yeah.
It really goes a long way.
It does.
I mean,
yeah, being genuine, being palms up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. I think what happens though is when you're a kid, you know, you don't have walls. I may have mentioned this to y'all before, but as you get older, you start building walls. You start kind of protecting yourself. Just, you know, people are people, and so it's easy to shy away from them. pulled in.
Once you start getting judged, you're like, oh, I don't want to be judged. Faction came into their village, shot all the parents, and forced the kids to either come fight for them or die. And the kids that are too small to carry a gun get armed with a whistle, sent to the front lines, and they're basically human shields. When they see an enemy, they blow the whistle, and they're essentially a human shield. And so we found 5 young boys in a holding facility being like essentially beaten every night, and
Damn.
worked his ass off to get like the UN and somebody to extract these kids, and was able to do that, and learned of the conflict and what's going on, and it's all funded by conflict minerals that go into our phones and electronics, and now on our EVs. Basically like blood diamonds, but for rare earth metals.
Yeah.
That's where I came up with the term conflict wood.
Got it.
Because it's basically the same situation
same idea,
in Amazon. And anyway, he met Sucombi, and Sucombi was a big part of that organization and helped him get out of a lot of jams and connect with a lot of people. So anyway, Sucombi's in Congo. If you're doing anything anywhere in Congo,
I'll let you know.
You should definitely let me know as soon as you can, and we'll make that connection.
Yeah. So that's the other thing, man, is like we're all connected and we don't really know it. It's just, we need we need each other.
Yeah.
Oh, you even got a keychain?
Yeah.
Look at that. Cute.
I need to get rid of that leather. It's too floppy. But I'm gonna put the wood directly on that keychain at some point soon.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
So
we do have, that's on 410. So right there is Stantec. We'll knock out Stantec rubber.
okay. Can you send me Jared's contact info?
Yeah, well, you want it by email or text?
Yeah, just send me an email with his.
Yeah. Jared's a good dude.
Yeah.
I hope that, I like his idea. Well, first off, real estate's tough. Like but I appreciate the fact that he's in a good position. He has income from his wife's side of the business. But if he sticks with it, man, he could be your developer.
Yeah, he could be a big player in a few years.
Yeah, you never know.
Totally.
So
he's got a good knowledge background to do that and excel. I wish more. We need more landscape architects in the world, but I also think landscape architects can do great in a lot of other professions.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't like. I was meeting with a young lad the other day in Austin. Awesome designer, really passionate, loves what he's doing, and he was talking about how like he just sees like LA is eventually like go to the supplier side and the sales side. I'm like, yeah, some of us do, but like the good designers need to stay. And like I just want to encourage you to like stick with it for a little while longer, because you're clearly good at what you do and you're passionate about it, and we need more of that in this world. We don't need like a bunch of just salespeople.
Exactly. 100%.
I mean, yes, we have a great background and we can go do that successfully in a lot of different industries, but just want to encourage you to see it through a little bit longer.
Good. So that's your other job, right?
Yeah, like getting landscape architects to stay in the industry.
Well,
promoting the industry. Yeah,
promoting. You already do that. It's not really a job, but you know what I'm saying. Encouraging, being a listening ear, but also, you have an intuition about people, and they may not hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see it.
Yeah.
Sure. It's funny, Jared, yeah, he's not lying. He's got 3 different email addresses. You got Jared at Zero's Project. You got contact Jared at Jared Chase Design. You have Jared Chase at Realty San Antonio. You got a lot of them.
Yeah, I guess Realty's in. I don't know what's the best one.
What is no? Or one of them. There's the Realty one. This one. This has his newsletter. I'll send you his newsletter.
There you go.
There you go. Get your newsletter.
I don't even know if I'm going to use this. Did I do this right? Or did I take the wrong one?
Yeah, you're supposed to go underneath. That's
Fuck.
right. You'll bust the UE. That's fine.
My bad.
It's all gravy. I did go ahead and send you a profile for Tuan, the land acquisition development.
Ah, cool.
And I just said in that email, like, hey, remind me to send her an introductory email. I kind of would prefer it if you, like you've done it in the past.
Yeah, send you an email for that?
Yeah, style it the way you want it. That way I can just simply make the introduction.
Yeah.
She knows me well enough. I mean, pretty good. My wife used to work with her.
Okay.
And again, using social media for the good. She follows me, and all right. And then you have Kevin Fathom. That's so fucking funny, dude. That guy, I really wanted to hang out with him more.
Yeah.
Just to see what makes him tick. Because he was so fucking funny with some of his jokes.
He's an interesting cat.
He didn't have the audience, but he was reading some of these jokes. They definitely had the Norm Macdonald delivery style. But it wasn't Norm, like it was him.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, this guy's so fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hang out more.
I'm trying to figure out how, because obviously I gotta have some roast comeback jokes.
Yeah.
At the end. So I'm trying to work on that. I'm trying to figure out how to do that without being like too mean, but also.
I mean, honestly, dude, like I just want to be a fly on the wall. I was talking to Chris about it the other day. At least when I talked to him last. You know, he's like, he woke up in the middle of the night just laughing. So I had to go write down this joke or work on this joke. But then again, he was like, man, but you know, Zach's so nice. I don't know if I can do it.
He already warned me that it's gonna get dark.
Oh, it's gonna get dark. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, hate crime.
Yeah, like a hate crime. That was funny. Yeah, it was funny.
Bring it, kid. I gotta figure out how to roast him back. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
And Chris, yeah, he's very funny and very quick-minded. Like,
Yeah.
he can articulate really well. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, I told Crystal, he's like, yeah, why don't you put on that dress, you know, that you just got from Amazon for Zach. And she's like, all right. And I also told her, I was like, hey, you know, we're going to this row. She's like, I said, most of these people already have seen you from some of my videos. And she's like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, that's usually the ones that you don't like. She's like, I know. You can't ever do anything nice. Everyone thinks I'm a bitch. I was like, well, you can be sometimes. I said, but, you know, I just wanted you to, who cares? It's just a camera.
Yeah.
No one cares. Almost 8 billion people.
Yeah.
No one cares.
I think it's kind of funny to see her get the fuck out of here. Like,
yeah.
It's good banter.
Well, and some of that stuff, like I messaged to you, just like, hey, meet my wife.
Yeah.
You know, it was a joke, and I didn't care. But you know, again, it goes back to pushing buttons and getting people out of their comfort zone. But it did warm my heart that she has embraced my
Totally, dude. The
podcasting.
fact you got the that's awesome.
It is. It's great. You know, it did hurt my feelings at first.
Yeah.
She thought I was being narcissistic. Because I really didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want to make it about me. Still don't. But, you know, it happens. I mean, you know, we let ourselves get in the way. We're our own worst enemy at times. So Mark Zach might still be here.
Okay.
But like I said, we'll meet Ronnie and the other guy. Hopefully we'll have a nice little combo.
Yeah.
Or you will.
I just want to make sure I get contact info for everybody.
Sure.
So I can put them in my system and
do your thing.
Follow up and get credit with my bosses.
Yeah.
It's pretty great. They give me a lot of trust already, and it's
good. I can tell.
Appreciated.
Well, you're articulate, like in your emails and your conversation. The outsider looking in, always have been, but you know, it's difficult when you hire somebody because it's a lot of times you can make like 7 bad hires to make one good one.
Well, they made 2 bad sales hires.
Yeah.
And I'm the 3rd.
So it's like it stings.
Yeah.
Because you don't get that money back.
Yeah.
Or that time.
Yeah.
Time spent.
But I think we were at our company retreat, and I was, you know, speaking up quite a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I'm like, and I said to a couple of team members, I'm like, I'm sorry if I'm stepping on toes or like going like